John Textor is removed from Botafogo's SF. This information was initially reported by our colleague João Pedro Fragoso from O Globo newspaper and confirmed by the beat reporter Leonardo Bessa. What does this mean? Is John Textor already out of Botafogo? Not yet. Officially, he has been removed from his role. The decision is provisional. What happened? The arbitral tribunal of the Getúlio Vargas Foundation from the FGV Foundation, at the request of Eagle, the company that is the majority shareholder of Botafogo, had already made this request. Since FGV is independent and it chose to remove John Textor from his position, what will happen from now on? An extraordinary meeting was scheduled for the 27th in Assembly, a special meeting to decide the future of SF. The date of the 27th will need to be postponed. It has already been postponed, and now this decision can only be finalized, have a definite deadline, on the 29th. So therefore, not on the 27th anymore, not on the next 27th, but on the 29th. Botafogo Social Club had already agreed to Eagle's request from the company to remove John Textor. So what now? The whole mess started to unfold when, knowing about the imminent decision from the court, Botafogo, the club's SAF, filed for court-supervised debt restructuring here in Rio de Janeiro. And that didn't please Eagle very much, the controlling shareholder of Botafogo. Share this breaking news with all your friends. It's breaking news, and you have everything here on Lance, both on YouTube and on the website, an article by our beat reporter, Leonardo Bessa, the brilliant article by Leonardo Bessa. Everything is explained there, everything is clear for you. And what did the arbitral tribunal of the FGV Foundation conclude? They concluded that the measures taken by John Textor, you even write in the note John Charles Textor, would cause legal and harmful damages to all of Botafogo Social and also to its fans. We should remember that Textor arrived at Botafogo highly praised, seen as the savior of the club. He brought in reinforcements, but at what cost? The glorious years that Botafogo had, the year 2024 with the conquest of the Brazilian Championship and the Copa Libertadores, the year 2023, which could also have been a magical year for Botafogo if it weren't for the collapse at the end of the Brazilian Championship. At what cost did John Textor manage to do this? The price is being paid now. Now the bill is coming due. Botafogo fans were already very dissatisfied with John Textor and the decisions he made. So was everything Botafogo did and achieved worth the cost? Did he leave the club nearly bankrupt? A club the size of Botafogo filing for court-supervised debt restructuring? Is that really what Textor is going to leave as a legacy for Botafogo and its fans? So that says much more about Textor than anything else. Yes. That's the kind of thing a blowhard does. Sorry for the word, but that's what it is. This thing of like drinking beer by the stadium, eating barbecue, it's all literally just for show. Or better yet, in his case, for Americans to see. John Textor is leaving Botafogo. I think it's very unlikely that this decision will be reversed on the 29th. Textor is leaving Botafogo on very bad terms. He leaves Botafogo without being missed, not in a sporting sense, but in terms of legacy and affection from the Botafogo fans, and is now paying the price for John Textor's reckless decisions. He won the Libertadores, won the Brasileirão, built a star-studded team, but at what cost? In debt. With outstanding debt in the market. Owing money to other clubs, prioritizing the clubs where he's also a partner both in France and in England. Is this the legacy that John Textor leaves for Botafogo? I want to know your opinion. Comment down below. I've already asked, but I'll say it again. Subscribe to the channel, share, and turn on the notification bell because everything is here on Lance. And now we'll have to wait and see how much this will affect Botafogo on the field. How much this will affect Botafogo on the field. Franklin Carvalho has arrived. He hasn't experienced a defeat yet. He has been doing an interesting job at Botafogo since his arrival, even with a draw in the first game and a draw in the second match against Curitiba as well. A draw with the very weak Caracas and a draw with Curitiba, which was actually good away from home. Botafogo beat Racing away. Botafogo thrashed Chapecoense. Botafogo beat Chapecoense again on Tuesday in the Brazilian Cup at the last minute. But what about now? What's next? How does this bombshell reach the locker room? Will Franklin Carvalho have to handle this? Or will someone shield the squad, including the Botafogo coach, from this situation? Let's see what happens in the next episodes.